What's up, everybody? It's Josh. We're here with Tyler, the new youth pastor at TLC.
We are on for the Hot Wing Challenge with Krisi Ruth.
What's up, everybody? We're here with Kyle, and he's in the hot seat eating some hot wings today. Tyler, would you share a little bit about yourself before we get going?
So, my name's Tyler Dressback. I am from Nevada, northern Nevada, and I was born and raised there. And then my wife and I moved to Boston, Massachusetts, because it was the farthest we could get away from home.
Understandably so.
Yeah. So we moved all the way across the country to Boston and loved it there. Go Red Sox, right?
Yeah.
I can say that because they sucked this year, so no one's gonna...
Nobody's going to get mad at you for that.
And then we moved to Ohio, central Ohio, outside of Columbus area, and now we just recently moved here to Phoenix, Arizona.
Awesome.
So I am at Peoria Naz, and I'm an associate pastor there. I work primarily with the teens, young adults. I've been on the Arizona district for a while, so hello to all my friends who I already know. And I'm gonna do my best.
My name's Kyle Vick. I grew up in Southern California. The last 2 years I was living in Thailand with my wife before COVID happened. And then when that went down, we had to come back. And so now I work at GNAV as the youth pastor. And I'm really excited to be here.
Right on. Thailand. That's got to be a little different than here.
Yeah. It's a little different.
And I just really hope we're still friends after this.
Well, we're so happy to have you this afternoon. What a better way to introduce you to our district than make you eat hot stuff on camera. So we're just going to ask you a couple questions. In front of you, you have 4 sauces. You got mild, medium, hot, and blazing. While we ask you questions, just feel free to eat those wings. So the first question, by the way, we polled very many excited teens that were just excited to learn who you are. And these are some questions they come up with. The first one is, who is your celebrity crush, or who was it? If it's changed over time.
Oh, easy, no problem. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
100%. Oh, yeah.
Is there any reason specific for that besides her? She's beautiful.
Do we need more reasons?
No, I just didn't know if
Oh, hands down, Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff.
Who is?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Who's that?
That would be the coach for the Cardinals.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Is that what you were guessing?
Can we get a
I
picture of
was.
Cliff
That's who
on
I
the
thought
screen,
it was.
please?
I think that the Lord did good with that one. Yes.
She was in Hunger Games, right? That was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, this one's easy. It's Kim Possible.
Kim
Hands
Possible.
down. You didn't think that's where it was going to go, right?
I didn't think that, but I don't blame you. I understand.
We did not send him the questions ahead of time. So
we
this
didn't.
is obviously something that he's thought through.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to keep it light, kind of keep it simple as you're digging into this. You know, as wings get hotter, questions might get tougher. You're a youth pastor. What's your favorite fast food? We know that youth pastors tend to live on that kind of stuff.
I would say my go-to over my years of youth ministry is probably Taco Bell.
I think the right answer is Taco Bell.
Because I love Mexican food.
See, I will tell you, I do not think Taco Bell is the right answer.
I think I'm supposed to say Taco Bell. But if I had to be honest, the best fast food of all time, hands down, is In-N-Out Burger.
No questions asked. If you don't agree with this, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're wrong, and I don't know. I didn't want to be the one to break this to you, but I have to. But In-N-Out.
But there is something just magical about hot McDonald's French fries.
There's like a certain tier.
Quote.
Did you say Chick-fil-A? If you were given the good Christian answer, you probably would have said Chick-fil-A. No?
In-N-Out has Bible verses on their cups.
That's true.
They do.
Chick-fil-A doesn't have verses on their cups.
But Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays.
I'm not a picky eater though. Outside of really hot wings, I'll eat everything.
Which one's more holy, Bible verses or observing the Sabbath? So I don't know which one's more holy.
I don't know if that's a question we're going to answer here today on the Hot Wing Challenge.
Oh, we're at medium.
We're at medium. Folks, we are at medium.
We're not even cooking yet.
When you're done being a youth pastor, what's something that you're never going to eat again?
I don't know. What do they give in nursing homes?
Flaming hot chips, like anything that's flaming hot. Like
Yeah.
I love them, but I just feel like once I'm done, I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to anymore.
Probably Taco Bell, right?
Yeah, I feel like that might be something that you leave behind after you move on from your pastor job. But
I feel like your intestines may tell you have to.
yeah, it might not be by your will,
White Castle.
Pizza. Well, I'm a few years in. I already rarely think, oh, yep, hot tur.
If anyone's watching this and they're thinking they want to go to White Castle, I'll give you a pro tip. The best place physically to eat White Castle is just on the toilet because
You don't have time.
it just slides right through. So, I mean, it almost looks the same afterwards.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I've had my fill of pizza. Yeah, that's for sure.
You don't just stay away from White Castle.
Tyler, what is your most embarrassing youth group story?
So one time when I was pastoring in Ohio, I was doing this illustration. It was kind of like a trust fall thing during the lesson. It wasn't a trust fall, but that was kind of the idea. And this student was supposed to catch me and like pull me up. And well, as soon as we started, I just went like just boneless, I just went like Jello and fell down, and he wasn't expecting it. So this student just like did everything he could to grab me, and he's trying to hold me up by like putting his arms around my sides, and it wasn't working. I just started falling more and more. So he just reached all the way around and just full hand grabbed my butt right in the middle of it. and grabbed and then squeezed and then pulled. It was like instantly I went from like this to like, nope. Bible time is over, friends.
How was the medium? How's your mouth feeling?
It's all right now.
That's good. That's to be expected.
This is where it starts to hurt, right?
Hey, yep,
A little
so
bit.
we're on hot.
Yeah. This one I'm a little nervous about.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
For some reason, when I was little, I remember really wanting to be in the Army. I think it was just because I liked those little plastic Army men a lot.
I didn't think I would be in youth ministry until I was in college. That's kind of when it came about. So as a kid, I kind of had this dream about driving a race car.
I wanted to be a professional baseball player because what little kid in Little League doesn't want to be a professional baseball player, right?
And then somebody told me it involved a lot of math, and I was like, oh.
I didn't know anybody in the Army. Like, we didn't talk about that. Those were my favorite toys, and I was like, I'm going to be in the Army. And then, like, I grew up and found out what you have to do in the Army, and I was like, no, I don't want to be in the Army.
I don't want to be in the Army, no.
I'm not about it.
That's what kept me from being an astronaut, was the math.
Yeah, see, I feel like I wasn't going to put the time in, yeah.
Totally ruins a cool job.
That was my plan number one. Plan number two was something with music. I love like playing guitar.
So, like, I don't just wear green, I'm out. Like,
You mean you don't paint your entire body green? That's not part of being in the Army?
I was like, I don't stand in the same motion the whole time, like, depending on where I move.
But I play a lot of instruments and I sing kind of. Well, I try to sing. It doesn't always sound great, but I do my best.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily like a gearhead. I just thought I could drive a car fast.
So then my backup plan, well, it just was like if all else fails, you can do this no matter what, was work at McDonald's. Then you get all the free McDonald's you want. Back then, I wasn't as wise as I am now. I would have then chosen Taco Bell because then you could have all the free Baja Blast you want.
Have you had the pineapple one that they have?
That's
Dude,
not
that
bad.
pineapple drink? Oh, man. That is good stuff. There's a nice little plug for Taco Bell, just in case anybody's looking for one.
Yeah, that's plug number 2 for
Yep.
Taco Bell. I think
There you go.
it'll come out maybe 2 or 3 more times.
In case you guys are wondering, this stream is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Ooh. So that's just a hot, right? Ooh.
Yep.
What is your most embarrassing youth group story?
Yeah, I don't think I can say all of them. Like, they happened. I need to let them go. My counselor says just move on, Krisi.
Almost like mid-sermon, said a bad word. Just like full-blown. And it wasn't like bad, it was just like anatomically correct, like physiology. But
Yeah.
I don't know how it almost came out, but I like halfway said it, and I just locked eyes with the kid who was running tech in the back. And he like he was like a senior, and like everyone else was like still like, but he understood what I almost said. And his eyes just went so wide. And I was just like, oh. And all the other leaders in the room were like, did he just almost say that? And yeah, it was that was my most embarrassing story yet, where I just almost said like a very scientifically accurate, but word that should not have been said ever in a sermon. I was like,
so I just started at this church back in 2001, and we took our students to Vegas for a missions trip. So I'm just I hadn't been there long, maybe a month and a half. And so I'm kind of getting to know the students, and I had one walking with me, and we were just picking up trash. She is one of the sweetest things. She's a sweet little, we were picking up trash, and I just farted, and I didn't know that was coming. And it was just like her and I in that moment, and I thought, oh no. And then she is so sweet, she didn't say anything, and all I could think to do was go, excuse me. And then Bethany lost it. And was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, Mom, me either. I worry about what's going to happen after these. Like, I'm going to be shooting fire if I keep
feel free to send us an update.
Yeah.
No pictures.
No pictures, please.
Blazing.
But
confirmed.
So are you ready to ramp this up? Are you ready to get deep and get into this hot sauce?
It's got a warning label on it and everything.
Yeah, this says blazing wings, and right beside it says warning, blazing sauce may irritate eyes or skin. Wash with large amounts of water. That's not okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed Tyler, because this is the last event he will ever do with us. Just a super easy question. When did you feel called into ministry?
Oh man. I'm second guessing all of it right now.
Oh.
So I was not really raised a Christian.
I was in 8th grade. We were on a bus going to winter camp. We got stuck in the snow at like 3 a.m. because we were trying to get up and we were stuck there. And I just really felt like we needed to pray. And somehow, like, one of my leaders on the bus gave me a microphone. I don't know how it was there. We were all freaking out. And I was like, we should pray. And I'm like in 8th grade, and I'm like, don't know. I'm like, this is our only option. You know, I didn't realize how much, like, my leaders were only like 21 at the time, and I really should have been really afraid. But but I was like, we should pray. And somebody gave me, and I got to pray. And I don't know, just after that experience, it was just this moment where I just felt like, wow, like, I was in this moment where I was like, man, like, I feel like God has something for me in this, of like wanting to be that voice of like, even that's what ministry is. It's like, we should pray, like, you know, and like this idea of turning to God and his dependence and like wanting to lead people into that. And so, you know, that's kind of, I think, when I first kind of felt that calling, and continued to develop throughout high school. Wow, that is hot, and I am distracted by my mouth right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where I first felt that calling.
Take your time.
It was just such an emotional story.
Yeah, no, I imagine so.
So we kind of went to church, right? My family, and when I graduated high school is when I actually met God and gave my life to God. And then that summer that I graduated that was the week that it just keeps getting worse.
That's what we say about youth ministry sometimes.
That's kind of true.
So I ended up in helping out after I graduated high school, helping out with the junior high ministry. We had a new youth pastor. And I just kind of went right into it. And then within that year, I ended up having to kind of take it all on because our youth pastor had moved. It's hot. And I did that for about a year, and then I kind of ran away to Point Loma, repping the shirt, thinking, I can't do this. And I spent 3 years, I transferred over, spent 3 years at Point Loma, and just felt God really calling.
So then, what have I said so far? So I met God that summer, and then throughout the summer was kind of like, you know, understanding a call into ministry. And I'm crying.
Very touching story.
Me too.
And good Moses, this is not okay. All right, there was this Wednesday night. I'm a new Christian, right? And I was at a worship practice. I was volunteering at a church playing guitar, and there was a Wednesday night worship practice. And at the end of practice, we gathered and prayed, and it was like this moment where I saw all these like worship people gathering and singing, and then we were praying, and they were all like, I saw the way they were worshiping and praying, and it was this really frustrating moment for me because I saw all these people on this worship team who I knew outside of church, and I knew they weren't like really Christian. You know, it sounds kind of harsh to say, but like I knew their lives. I knew they weren't Christian. I knew they were doing things that were very opposite of what Jesus calls us to do. I remember being so mad. I left the church that night and I prayed. And as I was praying, I remember just being angry with God and just saying like, God, why would you let these people lead your church? Like, what the heck? Why aren't you doing something about that? You know? And in that prayer of like, I'm just like sitting in my car screaming at God this night. And God, I just felt this response God say to me, like, God was like, I did do something. I made you aware of the problem. So do something about it. And it was this moment for me that was like, oh, wow, like that's huge, you know? And I think that's kind of true of our callings, that God makes us aware of realities. You know, like I feel called to minister in the church because God made me aware of a problem that lives in our churches today. So that's kind of my calling to ministry.
And it was really interesting. So my major was in communication, not religion. And then I ended up double majoring in applied communication and speech. And I thought, that's weird. Why do I need speech? But I went ahead and did it. I'm sweating. Whew. I went ahead and did it. And I thought, oh, this is weird. And I was sitting on the cliffs one day in my senior year. And I just, I had scripture out and I just felt the Lord really impressed upon me to go and preach the word. And that phrase just kind of kept coming. And I'm like, no, I left to go to Point Loma, so I didn't have to do all that. And it was one of those moments that I thought, all right, well, that kind of makes sense. So it was about 97, 98, somewhere around there, is when I kind of really felt this is the direction I need to go. Oh.
So last question. So really just get a giant, you could just drink it. I'm just kidding. But if you could tell your 16-year-old self anything, what would it be?
Right. Let me keep this guy on here.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I was
man.
sort of just joking about that, but hey, go for it.
Oh, getting real.
He is not messing around, folks.
Listen, we do this for youth ministry. I don't know why I did that.
I don't know why you did that either.
I'd probably tell my 16-year-old self to continue to follow Jesus every day. Just seek him out, find a way to seek him out. And then I would probably let myself off the hook for a few things. But one would be quit trying to figure out why for everything and just follow Jesus regardless.
If I could tell myself one thing, when I was 16, it would be to invest in Apple stocks. That would have been genius.
Yeah.
This might be spiritual, but remember, Jesus really loves you. You know, I don't know. I just feel like if I could look back, I grew up and lived for a really long time, not really believing God loved me. Even though I knew that, even though I was pursuing ministry, even though I was doing all this stuff about God and I was talking about his love, I didn't believe he actually did. You know, there's part of that really didn't sink in until I was older. And so I lived a long time kind of holding on to this burden of like, man, like I'm not good enough. And man, I'm like just kind of feeling that. And I really would want myself to know earlier, like how God loves me so much. And that really matters.
I'm okay. There's like, I think a layer gone.
Nice.
This isn't okay, guys.
No. You're a trooper. I mean,
I can't even taste it. I just have a sensation in my mouth and in my soul. Oh, I'm sweating.
A little bit. It's not
I
too
am.
bad.
That's awesome. Is there anything you want to say to these students in this time, in this environment that we're in? Anything you want them to know?
Oh man, yeah, there's a ton, but probably, this is a different season for everybody, and there's a lot that people can focus on the either can'ts or this has gone wrong. And I really believe that the Lord is still present in struggles like this and in times of growth or when we're out of a comfort zone, that we really just lean into, Lord, can you make yourself known?
Super excited to be here to get to know all of you over the time. You guys have some awesome leaders who are in charge of these ministries. I can already tell. I'm so thankful to be serving alongside them. And I'm just excited to see what God is going to continue to do in Phoenix and has already been doing, and that I get to now see and be a part of. And so
someday these two fine folks are going to approach you with an opportunity. And it's going to sound wonderful. They're going to say, hey, we'll give you some free food. Don't do it. This is not food. This is like police level pepper spray mixed with the fires of hell and sold for currency. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. I apologize to everyone I ever made eat this stuff.
All right. Well, on that note, hey, thanks Tyler for coming on. Thanks for being a part of this, and stay tuned. There's more to come for sure.
Absolutely.